When it comes to working those big, thick latissimus dorsi muscles that make up so much of your total back size and shape, pull-ups and vertical pulling movements may not be the best way to go for many individuals. In fact, some of the best exercises may not have almost anything to do with the pull-up. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my best calisthenics techniques for helping you really target those muscles and get the most out of what they can do for you. Of course, first and foremost, we need to make sure we can engage the muscles to begin with, that coveted mind-muscle connection or tension control, because if your brain has trouble talking to those lats, nothing you do is going to work very well. So we're going to start off with just a simple warm-up where we've got my iso trainer. You could do this with suspension straps, anything, where I'm leaning back, shoulders are packed down and back, and I'm feeling like I'm squeezing my whole back together. Not just with your shoulder blades coming together, but squeezing your lats together as well. And I'm adjusting this to about waist height a little bit, squeezing everything together, and I'm driving down in a forceful manner just to make the lats turn on. When you do this, you should feel like your lats are like, oh, hello, really engaging. And if you don't have straps on you, you can even use something like a kitchen counter or something you can place your hands on. And again, getting your set shoulder blades and driving down. So the next step is to adequately ensure we've got that latissimus engagement for shoulder extension. You can do this several ways. You can use cables and bands. Again, I'm feeling like I'm squeezing my lats together. One of the big mistakes people make when it comes to trying to get the lats to engage is they feel like the lats are about spreading outwards, pulling everything out, this kind of convoluted thing. But the fact is your lats actually pull things in. It's inwards and downwards. So you can practice this on cables, using bands, or one of my favorites, of course, is using suspension straps. And we lean way back, and I'm essentially pulling myself up with shoulder extension. This is a little bit of a technical exercise to get the hang of. You could do it on rings or straps. I'm making sure to keep my elbow ever so slightly bent here because I want the upper part of my arm to physically go behind me, but I don't want the hands coming too low because then you just come up all the way onto the balls of your feet and you lose all the resistance. So you're driving your upper arms back and down. If you can, arch to get a good range of motion. All the while, again, squeezing inwards. Then once you've got a feel for how to engage your lats with shoulder extension focused movements, squeezing everything together, then it's time to step up to the real granddaddies of the lat exercise in the calisthenics world. I've heard these called many different things: straight arm pull-ups, dynamic levers, but essentially you're hanging and picking up your body and your torso with almost pure shoulder extension. So we've got something that we can hang from. These are my NOSC RT17 handles, but I would usually prefer a straight pull-up bar if you've got the room. But the easiest way to start with this is just a simple curl up where you're tucking up. So you're essentially assisting with your lats and your abs a little bit. And this is leverage-wise the easiest. But as you get stronger, you're going to extend your spine and then your legs out further for more resistance. And I'm not quite getting the straight legs, but I think you kind of get the idea. But do make sure that you're not overdoing the resistance on this. Remember, you want to feel the muscle working. It's very important to get those lats really lit up. So if you're kind of like, look, I can get the full straight leg front lever, but it feels like it's almost all in your triceps and your shoulders, back off the resistance a little bit so that way you're getting a lot more lat activation. And you can use these exercises in a myriad of ways. You can use them as a warm-up, particularly with the band or the cable pull-downs. You can do it as a pre-exhaust if you're doing a heavy pull chain day and you want to kind of put a little more emphasis in your back. can do them as a standalone exercise, but always remember that the real benefit of these is getting your lats to engage more and be stronger, and then hopefully that carries over to a lot more activation in every pulling exercise you're doing. So rows, pull-ups, any sort of grip that you're using, you won't need to be like, this one emphasizes the lats. All of it should emphasize the lats. Even curls should be engaging your lats to a very high degree. And when you have more of that lat engagement, with everything you do, try not building them to be much bigger and stronger. All right, put a sample routine down below in the description. Let me know if you have questions as well. Be fit, live free.